I did want to just take a quick gander at this. Gander means a look. Sorry for that vocabulary there. So we have to try to, in a sense, factor out of 1, 2, 3 terms. I see them separated by the pluses and minuses here. I could again think of this as a negative 70 if that helps me. So I'm trying to divide out. And you might see 1428 can divide by 7. In fact, you can actually divide out even a larger number. But let's just say all we see is 7 to begin, right? So you're going to say, all right, from here, and from here, I'm going to divide out a 7, essentially putting a 7 on the outside of my big distributive property problem here. I'm left with a 2ab squared here because 7 times 2 makes 14. So this term now, in a sense, divided out the 7, undistributed, and I'm left with these guys. Same thing here, divide by 7, I'm left with 4a squared b squared. Lastly here I say plus, and I'm left with a negative 10a cubed b. All right, so you're like, okay, good, I'm done. But it didn't just want a factor, it wanted the greatest common factor. So you might notice a few things. Number one, 2, 4, and 10 can still divide out of 2. So I can again divide out from each of these the number 2. But there's actually more. This has an a, this has a squared, and this has a. Now I can't take 3 a's because this one only has 2 and this one only has 1. And I can't take 2 because this one only has 1. But I could divide out an a as well. Essentially taking this one away, reducing this to 1a, and reducing this to 2a's. And I can also divide out, I think just 1b. This one has 2, this one has 2, so far so good, but this one only has 1. So I'm going to divide out a 2, an a, and a b. I'm going to do this all in one step, just so you can see. All right, so this 7's still here, so I have to multiply essentially 2ab, 2a and b times what's already out there. That's going to give me 14. 2 times 7 is 14, and now I have an a and a b on the outside. All right, so if I take the 2 and divide it out, that becomes a 1. The a is now essentially on the outside, so I don't need it inside anymore, so that's gone. B squared, well, I took 1, so I'm left with 1. On the next problem, if I divide by 2, well, I'm left with 2 left over here. I took one of the a's and one of these b's, so I'm left with just 1a and 1b left. And finally, I have plus negative 5, and I took one of the a's, and the b is gone now. So this is right here. So that's it. If you look inside here, you can see that 1b, 2ab, and negative 5a, there's no more a's left, no more b's shared amongst them all, but the numbers 1, 2, and 5 also have no more common factors. Nothing else I could divide out. So this is the greatest common factor. That's the best way to do this problem. You could have, of course, divided it all out in the first step. You didn't need to do 2 steps, but sometimes you miss one, or in this case, 3 different factors. And you just want to always look at what's left over to make sure you get it all. All right, hope that's helpful.